Well, that could have gone better.
Yeah, as you can see, the weird apocalypse has hit. It's encased Rob in this prison ball. But was nice enough to put the little Mabel symbol on there because obviously he's a big fan of Mabel. I got off a little easier. They just took my Dipper hat and shaved my sideburns. That's about it. So kind of lucky me, you know.
Yeah, I don't quite get how I end up imprisoned, but you can just run around town without a problem.
You know what? It's not without a problem. I haven't missed these sideburns since I was like a little kid. Okay, I've always had sideburns. Now that they're gone, it's just I feel imprisoned. I'm probably more imprisoned than you are right now.
Okay, are we like breaking the fourth wall? Because I was talking about the show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because like Mabel ends up imprisoned, but Dipper kind of gets to run around, and I'm like, why is he... Because Bill encounters him and then just lets him go, basically.
Actually...
Burns the journals, which was like a, oh, fuck moment. But...
Well, no, he sends, like, one of the monsters to go after him or whatever, but
even your goddamn self!
I think he was kind of thankful, like, you know, I guess he... Well, no, Dipper didn't really have that much to contributing to the weird... By the weird
way,
apocalypse or whatever. Apocalypse.
For all the people who are just like, oh, everybody blames Mabel or Dipper or Uncle Ford, but nobody blames Bill. Well, Bill just thanked Uncle Ford, so suck on that.
There's this weird thing where, like, everyone was in this big, who's to blame? Who's to blame? Like,
well,
I don't know.
Clearly,
who cares?
It's clearly Dipper.
Who cares?
It's your fault, Doug.
Even the first time,
because of you.
No, even the first time I saw it, I just didn't assume this was like a blame thing. I thought it was just more like, oh, okay, this is just like a tragedy, just like all these things happen, manipulated by this guy.
Doug, you have no idea how the internet works, do you?
Clearly, but you started it, my friend. Okay, didn't start it, but you were.
Hey, I was just ahead of the curve.
I'm just ahead of the curve. But nevertheless, let's talk
about a ball. So have some respect.
Like most people on the internet, they're just in a bubble. So that's right. Take that, everybody watching me. But let's talk about this episode. This is kind of like every apocalyptic show, movie, whatever that you've seen like in an episode. You got Mad Max with Gideon.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, you have Walking Dead with Wendy. You kind of have, as she put, every metal cover ever.
Every heavy metal band cover ever. That was my favorite line because I literally was thinking that. I was like, wow, this looks like something out of Metalocalypse.
It's something. Kind of, every B movie where aliens attack and stuff is kind of in there. And it's wonderfully creative, even down to the opening, sort of retooling that and having Bill Cipher's taken over, and they're... Actually, a lot of that gets kind of cryptic, too. Like, when the monster looks at the skeleton of Dipper, I was just like, wow, that's actually kind of dark.
It's funny because the animation for the whole series has been really good, and there's been no dip or drop.
No, not at all.
In the animation, but it's like whatever maybe extra cash Disney was like, you know what, we'll give you like an extra $1 million or something here. Like, it went into these episodes.
You know, it's like, one of those things.
These were gorgeously animated.
Because, I mean, they're on hiatus so often that maybe it is like, no, we really want to put as much effort as possible into, like, this big episode, which I'm assuming is the ending of Series 2. There's another one coming out next week. It's a big to be continued. But, yeah, no, the animation's gorgeous. The stuff they're kind of satirizing, like you said, Mad Max and everything is gorgeous. I mean, we love Mad Max, if you can't tell. So to see them doing all that was great. I
did like... There was something about when he's like, oh, the car park? Really? It's abandoned? The second I saw that sign that said Gideon sucks or whatever and it was changed to awesome, I'm like, oh shit, Gideon's there.
Yeah.
I thought
like
that was a nice
like
little
that.
touch in the background. Like, you could just see Gideon changing it.
Yeah. Why those little...
It's my name.
It's my face. There's something about... Again, you kind of know you have a good environment and cast and just a good product when something like this happens, the weird apocalypse, and you want to see how it affects everybody. And they're showing...
Odd.
Yeah, I keep saying weird apocalypse.
Odd apocalypse.
Yeah, I gotta get it right. It's very important. But yeah, there's something I love seeing how it affects everybody. It's kind of like what I enjoyed seeing out of The Simpsons for a while. It's like when in the Halloween episodes, it's like, oh, here's a cool idea, let's see how it affects everybody. But even with that, you kind of have like these little, 10-minute, not even anymore segments of the Halloween specials where they do it. Here you can have not only a whole episode, but another episode on top of that next time.
Cliffhanger!
Yes.
I'm still in the fucking bubble!
Still in the bubble. But...
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of fucking bubbles, that scene was amazing.
Yeah, the weird bubbles
was that
or the chaos
voice
bubbles.
actors when they switched to
I think
live
so.
action?
If not, it sure looked like...
If not, then shame on them. That should have been.
I'm pretty sure it was, because I think, like, if it... Let me put it this way. If it wasn't, why wouldn't they get a boy to play Dipper? That was clearly a grown dude.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's what he looks like, the voice actor. They've done stuff like that before, like they got the voice actors together to like just sing the theme song and stuff for a YouTube video. So why wouldn't they do that?
I don't know why, but I have a sudden urge to eat worms, fly south, and nest.
I have an urge to just talk to people like Louis C.K. about getting in my mouth.
Why aren't you getting in my mouth? You know what? I'm gonna just call my mother.
See, I love a show like this. I can just bring in these people that just like we all kind of like, and just be like, hey, just rip for it.
There's no fucking reason. That's what makes it so great.
It's great.
Just like, because
it's like if Louis C.K. just honestly sort of turned out that way, like I'm a monster or whatever. It's like that's what he would do.
Slowly, I feel like this show is turning into the Gremlins 2 of animated shows, where it's just like, why did you do that? Because I can.
Yes, and God bless it for it.
It's kind of amazing.
And this is not one of those episodes where it's like, with most of them, like, when they come to an end, it's like, okay, it feels about the right time for this episode to come to an end stuff. I mean, this one, I'm really glad it's a two-parter, because it is like, I want to see more of it. This is like one of the most enjoyable apocalypses, like, I've ever seen. And I think that is because of the variety of weird and the variety of odd things.
Mabel!
Well, I'm sure we'll get her in the next one. I'm curious what that prison bubble is going to be, because we've already seen how weird he's made the rest of the world.
You have no idea. You have no fucking idea what I'm
Oh, yeah, because you're in there right now, right?
This is...
Yeah, yours hasn't gotten to that giant size yet that Mabel's has gotten,
The shit I'm seeing, oh my god. There ain't enough acid in the world to compete.
I kind of like the, I like that Gideon kind of changes around, too. I actually bought that okay. I'm usually not super big on when villains, like, do the total... turn around on something and turn good, but I was like, it seemed okay. It felt okay.
What's he gonna do? She's trapped in a bubble. Was he just gonna make out with the bubble?
No, but I know he assumes like, oh, I'll get to her eventually, or I'll win my charms, or I'll blah blah blah, and he's realizing, no, if he's gonna do this, if there's any chance at all.
I think he's finally realizing when he talks to Dipper that like, yeah, she's not gonna be happy with me no matter, because like the whole world's gone to shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's helped out and everything. I love how all the prisoners love Gideon. That was really enjoyable.
I like that half the prisoners are like, philosophy majors.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Actually, we don't see any of Mabel. We see very little Stan in this too. He runs away from the goat, and that's about it.
I like to think that's some sort of Jurassic Park revenge, by the way. What's gonna happen to the goat?
Turns into like a giant T-Rex. Because if I had to make a guess, I'd say that maybe the next episode he's gonna come in and do something big. Because there was very little of him in this one.
Well, same with Seuss.
Well, he comes in a little bit.
No, but he didn't do anything. But I think now that he's hooked up with them...
Hey, he said that Wendy's arm is okay, and that they're surrounded, so...
Well, and they're also singing folk songs.
Yes, that is really cool.
It's gone all fucking Bard's Tale on.
No, they really kind of got just... It's like
all of the post-apocalyptic cliches.
Yeah, it's like it's a satire of like the cliches, but it also feels very legit. There's still that weight to it, and that's what I love about this show. You can sort of have like Bill Cipher is a perfect example of somebody that can be really, really funny, but also have this intimidation to him as well. He killed Time Baby.
I love it.
I mean, just like pointing his hand, and why? Just because he can, and it's fun, and he's just like, the world's gonna blow up. That's kind of what I want. Fun, yoo-hoo, let's party.
I also love all his minions. They kind of look like the ones that didn't quite make the audition cut for Real Monsters.
I also like when the time cops show up to his party. It's like, all right, everybody be cool, be cool.
All right, everybody be cool, I got this. Don't say anything.
Yeah, which again kind of makes you wonder, like...
Time cops. I gotta say, still can't really take Bill seriously.
Oh no, I didn't say he's something you take seriously. It's something that he's like, he's hilarious, but
a lot of people do, and I'm like, they're like, we need to blame Bill. He's like the puppet and this and that. I was like, you know what? I feel like that'd be giving Bill what he wants. I don't want to do that. I'm like, I can't quite take.
For someone who said he
seriously.
can't take him seriously, I don't want to give Bill what he wants.
No, I don't, because that's what he'd be expecting. And I'm in a fucking bubble, so I ain't gonna give it to him.
I love the fact that his hat has bone in it, because when they shoot through the hat, the bone actually like connects together through the hat. Yeah, well, and interesting too. You know, you have the, that map or whatever of all the symbols, Bill Cipher, and then the circle around of all the symbols. There's always these symbols that's like, okay, clearly that's supposed to be Dipper, that's supposed to be Mabel and stuff. When they put her in the bubble, the symbol that's in there is also in there. So you're almost wondering if, like, maybe he has to get all of them to complete the circle or something like that, or maybe it's just coincidence. I don't know.
I'm just glad the Odd Apocalypse respects my fashion sense.
Yes, with the shooting star, the more you know star.
The more you know. Actually, I think in the Odd Apocalypse, it's the less you know.
Yes. So I'm trying to think what else. I just think it's a great send-up. I just don't usually see this as send-up to, like, all the Apocalypse movies and shows and stuff. It's usually like one.
An apocalypse. It was all apocalypse.
Yeah, the all apocalypse.
The all apocalypse.
Yes,
yeah.
There you go. There's something about, because whenever they do apocalypse satires, it's always like one. It's always like the Omega Man or like Walking Dead or Planet of the Apes or something like that. But it's like they got them all kind of in this one, or at least a good best of.
Including Mad Max. I mean, how fucking amazing is that?
Yes, I got really excited when I saw that, and again, it's sort of like they're making fun of it, but they really know to show, like, the cars getting revved up and all the cool angles when they're driving and stuff like that.
What kills me, though, it's like Gideon's dad into used cars and everything. They fit it organically into the plot. It's not like a really bad Simpsons episode where they're desperate to find a way to make this work. It's like that somehow just worked naturally. Like, all the way back in the beginning, he has a used car dealership. We know it's there. We know Gideon's got a connection. We know it exists. He goes to prison. He's got all these prisoners. It all fell into place.
Yeah, no, I thought it worked out very, very well. Yeah, anything else? It's a good episode. I can't wait for the second part.
How about Uncle Ford and those journals going up in flames? Where's your Messiah now, Dipper?
There's still that one page. They're obviously going to bring
that
back.
I hope something... my jaw dropped. I was like when Uncle Ford bought it, I'm like, okay, well, like, I could probably see
he didn't
coming.
die. I mean,
no, but, when he's, like, got turned into a fucking back scratcher, I was like, okay, well, I could probably see that coming. When they burned the journals, I was like, no!
Well, and that does bring up a question, like, even after, whatever, this all gets resolved or wherever, where is the show gonna go? Because, I mean, it's like, it kind of seems like they're answering, like, a lot of the questions.
We might be in the end game, dude.
I mean,
he said it was supposed to take place over summer. How long is fucking summer?
Yeah, and they said the summer's ending and everything. I mean,
honestly,
I'd be shocked if they didn't do, like, a spin-off series.
I'm not gonna lie, if this just, like, petered out after, like, 3 or 4 episodes from now, resolve all this, I'd be satisfied. I'm like, I got what I came for. It was good. It sucks that it's gonna end, but you know what? Do a couple of spin-off specials and...
I hate to say it, I really want to see more, and I want to see more great stuff come from it because I love it so much.
More.
But
I always want to. Let me put it this way.
But I'm with you. If it ended now, it would be very much like Avatar. That was like a perfect run, a great way to go about it, a good beginning, middle, and end, everything. So I'm kind of with you, even though I don't want to see it. I think you're right.
I would rather want more than to be like, oh my god, this should have gone off the air 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, that wouldn't have worked. But,
yeah. but just 2 seasons. But at the same time, there is something that's like, okay, so like now that we're done with season 2, it's like, let's change it up. Let's try something different with Gravity Falls. That's still in the spirit and still really cool. Let's send them on like a new quest or a new journey or something as well. So I don't know.
Series. You could have the next summer. You could have a winter break. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, actually, that'd be very interesting.
There's other school breaks. There's a spring break. There's a winter break. Summer break's not the only one.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, like, they could go somewhere else. They could still be the same
2
characters.
weeks on a break, you get 14 episodes out of that at least.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you just do it hour by hour, you could get way more, so...
Yeah. No, actually, honestly, that would be pretty cool.
Here's the thing. Alex Hirsch, like, this guy, like... who the hell knows what other ideas he has? He may be like, yeah, this
I know.
part one of like a billion ideas with billions of other characters and other universes, and
I know. I just really like Gravity Falls.
it would be awesome if he created other shows that are in this same multiverse.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They have like the Marvel spin-off movies, the Alex Hirsch film,
or like even the Joe Dante films. I think there was this argument that a lot of them are in the same multiverse because Explorers had that headline about the disaster in Kingston Falls from Gremlins.
So maybe there's a Joe Dante universe. There's an everything universe, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be satisfied.
No, I would too.
Like,
I mean, I'd want to see more, but
I always want to see more. But I'm like, I wouldn't leave this going, oh well, what a shitty place to end it. I'd
yeah,
be like,
no, like it would actually
that
really
felt
make
right.
sense. Yeah. So that's about it. We'll see you at part 2, and
Dipper, get me out of this bubble!
fucking bubbles.
No, really, it's cold in here.
You know what's cold without? Sideburns!